All right, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Racha, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that's teaching His word in all truth, faith, and sincerity. And today, I just want to get into a lesson concerning Esau and ultimately uh, everyone is going to turn on the whore, and the Lord is really breaking up the house of Edom. This system as a whole, everything that's really upholding this man, that's keeping his head above water, the Lord is breaking it all up. And now you even seeing to where now the Lord is going to have the allies of Babylon the Great to turn on her. Everything is coming together. What the scripture talk about? The least of the flock shall draw them out, which is concerning Tiny Hat Land, and how the things Trump is doing pretty much is based off the will and desire of those tiny hats, and that's rubbing these allies the wrong way. They're pretty much being discarded for the tiny hats, and ultimately that's gonna the only thing be left is Babylon and them niggas versus the world. But we seeing it come together. So I got this article from Detroit News, and it reads: First NATO, now South Korea, Trump hammers another ally over Iran. And why that nigga over in Iran? Because of them tiny hats. And there's plenty of clips out there that the nigga came out with and said, yeah, I had to do it for them, the tiny hats. Israel. So them niggas didn't want no parts of it, because it ain't like you sat down with them or even got approval for, It says President DJ Trump is putting another U.S. ally, he says, was insufficiently supportive of the Iran war on notice, directing the Pentagon to scale back joint military exercise with South Korea, a country he has pressed to pay more for his defense. And I believe this nigga, to defend Israel, them niggas took them intercept missiles from South Korea. So what you think them niggas gonna do? They said we can't go around and protect all these countries, especially when they're not there to help us, Trump said on August 17th. He said South Korea is the latest in a string of close U.S. allies that Trump has threatened to penalize and reduce American military support since the U.S. and Israel went to war with Iran earlier this year. See, and this is going to be the only two. And you can see that divide now, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai, is the U.S. and Israel versus everybody else. To the point you have even these European countries, them niggas looking to Russia and China for relief. They going them niggas like, shit, it's better to be under Putin than under them niggas. It says he ripped nations such as the United Kingdom, Italy, and Spain, and said he's re-examining the U.S. relationship with the NATO alliance, which he's long criticized as a laggard over some members' lackluster defense spending. Hey, that's that clay and iron, man. And we know the scriptures, concerning that. at clay and that iron, strong nations and weak nations, had a strong economy. Some got weak, you know. And them niggas were really together for, military purposes. I mean, you had them niggas really together for that's why he's so worked up, because like, damn, nigga, we over here fighting Iran and you ain't stepped in. But that's really the Lord breaking this place up, the alliance of this devil. And you can see of Zacharias, that's some gooks. But they mentioned the other Edomite nations, Spain, Italy, It was at the point Spain didn't even let them niggas fly over their country, Let's just show you where we at in this process. Edom is at his end. This is the book of St. Matthew 12, verse 25. It reads, And Yahweh knew their thoughts and said unto them, Every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation. And every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And that's what we're seeing. The house of Edom is being broken up. Because, these niggas come under these different names. Americans, the Spaniards, French, Russians. Yet they are all Edomites. And of course, you see on a bigger scale with Americans and the Russians. But look at the allies of America. These other Edomite countries. They're not even seeing eye to eye, man. Even you had the Brexit, the Brexit. These nations breaking off, separating themselves. So even from the down these different parties, the Republican Party, Democratic Party, that shit being broken up, man. To the extreme, as I mentioned, to the Americans and the Russians and everything else, the allies of America. It says, and if Satan casts out Satan, his kingdom is divided. He is divided. How shall then his kingdom stand? Yeah, because these all Edomites. At the end of the day, and Scripture talk about that feet of it is a bear. Russia is going to really be the cause of the end of Edom. This nigga is going to be the one to spearhead concerning the destruction of America, Babylon, and Greek. And the rest of these nations going to follow. But we see it, the Lord putting that spirit of division upon them, man. That Isaiah the 19th chapter. And the second verse, it reads, And I will set the Egyptians, matter of fact, it says, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. See? So that's what you're seeing. The Lord is actually setting the Egyptians against the Egyptians. They're not seeing eye to eye. It says, and they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. So really the Lord has divided the Edomites from the extreme to the Americans and the Russians. Those are two opposing sides, yet they the same people. Then even with the allies of America, the Lord is causing them to be divided. And who's doing it? Them tiny hats. That's the key ingredient, and the secret ingredient that everyone knows. Even here in Babylon the Great, you had these young patriotic Edomites. They go ask their politicians, are you America first or Israel first? Like it's a trick question. And it should be obvious as you an American politician, you should say America. Yet them niggas freeze up. And that put a certain spirit in these devils as well. Put a certain fire in them as well, It says, so it says city against city and kingdom against kingdom. So yeah, you got a fucking red city, red state, Republicans, Democrats, and to class wars. To it ultimately gonna lead to these world wars, because all these world wars ultimately was Edom versus Edom. Matter of fact, what was that in this Revelation 6? Revelation 6 and 4, it says, and there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. See? And that they should kill one another. And that's ultimately what is going to take place. That the power that was given unto him to take peace from the earth, because ever since this man been in power, it's been nothing but war. And it's an old Twilight Zone episode. I think it was the 80s or the early 2000s. And it was an episode where Satan said he gonna retire. He like, fuck it, I'm tired of being a devil. So it was the Grim Reaper said he was tired. He's gonna retire. So no one couldn't die. And pretty much he was saying the reason why he was retiring. He said ever since the Renaissance, he can't keep up with all the death. And that was the spirit, because that's when this nigga came back into power. When you read Revelation 20, came out of that pit. So pretty much he was back on schedule, back to killing, being a murderer, But in this time, you had terms such as world wars on a global scale. This has taken place under the watch of the Edomites, the so-called white man. And it wasn't Edom versus the Hamites, or they going against the Syrians. No, it was Edom versus Edom. So it said, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword. And guess what? I show you that's concerning Esau and his blessing, because who was given a sword? Esau. But that was really a curse unto him. That was really a curse. So matter of fact, I'm gonna end off on this, because the scripture says that that they should kill one another, and that's what ultimately is going to lead to these threats of separating and all this. Is a lot of frustration going on because of what America is doing. It's fucking up the economies of these European nations. They fear that shit for anything, what's going on in the East. So that's what's going to lead to them niggas killing each other. And that's that World War III. That's the talk in the earth right now. So I'm going to get some real quick. Because the scripture said, what was written aforetime, therefore I learned it. And the Lord had our enemies, put a certain spirit on our enemies to kill themselves, man. So I'm going to get this real quick. This is concerning, the battle with the Philistines. And I think Jonathan, he went earlier to get busy when you read the chapter. But I'm just going to get straight to the point. I'm going to read it in the... I'll read it in the KJV, then I switch to the NLT. It says, so this 1 Samuel 14 and 18, it says, and Saul said unto Ahiah, bring hither the ark of the Most High, for the ark of the Most High was at the time with the children of Israel. And it came to pass while Saul talked unto the priest, that the noise in the host of the Philistines went on and increased. And Saul said unto the priest, withdraw thine hand. And Saul and all the people that were with him assembled themselves, and they came to the battle, and behold, every man's sword was against his fellow, and there was a very great discomfiture. So when they went and came, and got closer to the battle, they seen that them niggas was really slaying each other. Matter of fact, let's get in NLT, verse 20. It said, then Saul and all his men rushed out to the battle and found the Philistines killing each other. There was terrible confusion everywhere. Yeah, because even now, them niggas really run the world. They face on the money. Everybody talking English and wearing suits and ties and shit. Yet them niggas still finna go at it. With the Lord put the spirit on them to really go at each other. You know? So this is what we seeing brewing now. The Philistines killing each other. That's why you had this world war. And as we just read in Revelation 6 chapter, it said that they should kill one another. And you seeing how these niggas frustrated, these threats going forth, and them threats are going to get more intense. So yeah, I hope this is edifying, like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham, Rakha, Kodash, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Like to say shalom to the elect, the teaching word in all true faith and sincerity. Shalom.